This is The Life of Bryony, the podcast where we try to make you feel less alone. This week, have you ever felt like exercise isn't for you? Do you feel excluded from the gym, or as if working out is for other people? Well, today's incredible guest, Javeno McLean, is here to tell you that you have just as much right to take up space in the gym as anyone else. Javeno is a personal trainer from Manchester who went viral for helping people with disabilities and terminal illness rediscover the joy of movement. But behind the social media clips is something much deeper, a story about community, belief, and the magic that happens when we treat people as equals.
I've gone through 2 decades of training disabled people, and I've realised care and love is more. If somebody cares for you and loves you, that will last forever. And muscles can go.
My conversation with Javeno McLean coming up right after this. He's the man that puts the personal into personal trainer.
Love it.
I thought of that. I spent a long time thinking that. It's Javeno McLean.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
I would come to you wherever you are in the world, love. I love the set as well. I love the colours of this place.
I love I love the colours. If you're listening, you're wearing a lime green jumper, which is just there's just brightness emanating off you.
I worn it for you, and I told my wife that you'd like it. So when you see her, tell her that I was right.
So we're now asking everyone to talk about an object that they would bring to the Life of Bryony set that would make them feel at home. It can be anything. It could also be a concept. It could be a person. What would you have here right now that would make you feel really relaxed and at home?
Easy question. Right, don't think I'm weird, by the way, about my answers. Firstly, my wife, right, I'm a big guy, but I'm a cuddler. I love a good cuddle. And my wife is the most homely person that I could have. That's my home, that's my heart. So even at night time, you'd think she's the man because I'm cuddled up to her on the sofa watching telly, but my wife makes me feel at home. A barbell.
A barbell, okay.
I love me a barbell. But a barbell just represents so much of my life, do you know what I mean? So I think there's meaning behind the barbell. It's not just a big piece of metal that you lift. For me, it's something that I've been experimenting with in my fitness journey since I was 9-10 years old.
Really?
Yeah, so when I started training very early, so when I see a barbell, I look at nearly 30 years of me just trying to evolve physically and emotionally as an athlete, as a man, and now as a dad and a business owner. So it's quite symbolic, if you know what I mean.
Let's talk about you. You are my favourite kind of person, which is someone who brings exercise to everyone. The fitness, well-being space can feel pretty lacking in inclusivity at times.
Of course.
Do you think?
110%.
And there's a million podcasts out there where the gym bros will tell you how to shave, minutes off your marathon time, how to lift heavier, how to lift smarter, all this sort of stuff about being the strongest, the fastest, the best. And it can feel quite kind of isolating if you are not in that kind of group. And what you do so brilliantly is you bring exercise to those minority groups who aren't often thought about.
Yeah.
So you have this incredible fitness centre in Manchester, and you are all about training people that don't usually get trained in gyms. It's
a place, and I really love. I'm offering you, when you come to Manchester, come and see it, girl.
I'd love to.
Because it's so. I love talking about my work and the stuff that I do, but when you see it with your own eyes, it's a different kettle of fish. The fitness world and the health world, let's be honest, it's full of lies. And it's the gym world and the fitness world can be so intimidating. And I wanted to create a narrative, a safe space for people. And a lot of people get ignored, get belittled, get thrown over there and covered up. You should be able to, I want to take that cover off and bring them people to the spotlight. And I've been training disabled people and disadvantaged people free of charge and never took a penny off them for 23 years. And it's not something that I broadcast a lot. To me, it's the message and the importance. And at the end of the day, it's life. I've gone through 2 decades of training disabled people, and I've realised care and love is more. If somebody cares for you and loves you, that will last forever. And muscles can go. I wanted to be different. I didn't want to be the typical PT with me top off flexing my muscles. I'm not trying to sell sex. I'm trying to sell real inspiration and real human struggle and people overcoming, because that's something that connects us all. So whether someone's disabled or able-bodied, a cancer survivor, stroke survivor, Down syndrome, whatever they're going through, we all go through the same human struggle. And I think it's just bringing humans together.
You've been doing this for, as you say, 23 years. You know, you've gone viral. What you do is so infectious and so genuine and so heartfelt that it has, I mean, you've got trillions of followers on TikTok, trillions of followers on Instagram who are just taken in by the incredible reels, videos. I say videos, it makes me sound 800 years old. Your VHS tapes that you upload onto the social media. Like, I was watching this morning this reel you did with a woman who had recovered from a stroke. It was her doing her first burpee since recovering from a stroke. Yeah. It was just everything. Yeah. It was in that moment watching it, I just thought, this is capturing the brilliance of exercise and movement. It's not about how it makes you look. It's about how it makes you goddamn feel.
100%. We've lost that a little bit as a society. I don't know whether I'm getting just a bit old and miserable, but I don't know where we've gone wrong as a society, where people have lost the ability to care.
Yeah.
People can. How many times have you spoken to somebody who just says how negative social media is and how much hate there is out there? And I think, even to this day, I've said it hundreds of times, I don't get it, me. I don't get why my work has gone so global. I don't get it. Because I've not created a magic potion for cancer. I've not created a magic new piece of special equipment that's going to help somebody walk again. All I'm doing is seeing an individual for who they are, pushing them, treating them normal, and refusing to let them not see the magic and the beauty that they've got within themselves. I'm not trying to be a hero. I've said it all the time. I say it all the time to people. I know people always say it, and I'm grateful. They call me a hero and things like that. And I go, I'm not trying to be a hero. I just want people to kind of be the hero within themselves. And that's all I'm doing, is showcasing that, how unbreakable the human spirit is. That's what my book's about, just how unbreakable the human spirit is. And when you're watching people overcoming struggles, I'm talking real struggles. When a woman's got a terminal illness and she said, I'll see you on Monday, Jay. When a person knows that they ain't never going to walk again because of a certain injury or illness or disability, but they say, Jay, I'm going to give it a go. How can you not watch that and see that and go, whether you're able-bodied, whether you're black or white, whether you're in America, New York, whether you're in, that's the same place, by the way, Australia, Jamaica, no matter where you are or who you are as a human, how can you not watch that and go, firstly, you're going to smile, and then you're going to go, I can do more. As a person, I can do more and be better, because I'm seeing the most unbreakable examples of the human spirit.
Sorry, you're going to make me cry.
Let it out, girl. Go on. Let it out.
We are doing this interview the day after I ran the London Marathon in my pants, and I was trying to display that thing, and just having, I think, seen as well, like so many people doing hard things to push themselves. You know, when you see someone dressed up as a rhino, you know, pushing themselves 26.2 miles to try, like someone with a washing machine on their back, or someone on crutches, just to show that actually we are capable of so much more than we think. So much more. So I think you said just then, you've not created a magic potion for cancer or terminal illness, but actually what you do is magic. It is magic, because for so many of us, we think life-limiting illness, disability is the end. And what you do is go, nope, it's just the beginning of something different, or it's just a different, it doesn't need to limit you. And your book is called You Are Not Your Limits. It is just such a fantastic, inspiring read. And if there's anyone listening or watching who does feel limited when it comes to movement, to exercising, and wishes they could do it, but feels held back for whatever reason. You know, there might be people who are feeling held back because they think they're too large or because they have an illness. You are the man for them, and this is the book for you. Can I just ask you quickly? There's a quote on the back of it from Michelle Pfeiffer.
Our shell. Yeah.
Our shell.
Our shell.
So how did you get a quote from our shell?
Our shell. Do you know what? Shall I give you the real answer or the
I want the real
I'll give you the real answer. The real answer is I'm so lucky. Over the last however many years, I've got a lot of special people like Michelle who supported me. I'm not a boastful person, even though I'm loud and I'm daft and I'm big and my energy is what it is. I don't boast, and I'll never go on my social media and Michelle Pfeiffer's messaged me. I did ring my mum and go, Mum, look who's messaged me. It's really here, look, blue tick and everything. But yeah, she's a really good supporter of my work, and I'm very grateful that she supports me along with so many other people. I don't know whether she wants to come to J7, man. That's what she said.
Really?
But I'm looking at it going, Michelle Pfeiffer wants to come to my little gym.
So let's talk about your story.
Yeah.
So you started off playing professional cricket?
I was playing cricket, yeah. I was playing high-level cricket, and cricket taught me everything. Cricket was my first love. Was it my true love?
Don't know, was it? No.
It was my first love. It was everything. All I ever wanted to do was play cricket. I was born in Jamaica. Cricket's our national sport, and since I was 6, all I wanted to do was play cricket. I fell out of love with cricket. At the same time, I realised, in a funny way, my first love brought me to my true love. My true love is what I'm doing now. My true love is, again, I don't ever want people to think I'm being boastful. I believe I was put here to do this because fingers crossed, I've never failed, B. And what I mean by that is, you give me a human who's going through struggle. The worst kind of human struggle. Not your typical British struggle. I can't afford my Sky television. I can't afford a new pair of trainers. They're not real problems, you know what I mean? So when I come across humans who are going through real struggle, disabled and disadvantaged people, I don't run away. A lot of people in society and in this country, around the world, will see somebody with a severe illness or going through a really bad situation, and they want to put their hands up and run away. I've always ran to it because I've always felt that I'm genuine with my energy and my care, and I've always gone, okay, give me 30 minutes. That's what I always say to myself. Give me 30 minutes. I met somebody 2 weeks ago, came in the gym, really ill, a degenerative illness that she's going to get worse. She may not be here in 6 years. And then I know how horrible that is when you say it out loud, but my first thing is, okay, I'm going to see you on Monday. Give me 30 minutes. I bet you I can put a smile on your face to make you forget the pain that you're in and how limited your life is. I bet you I can make you smile. I'll do anything, and I've never failed. And I don't want people to ever think I'm being boastful like that. I just see the magic in people when they don't see it in themselves.
You don't sound like you're being boastful at all.
Thank you.
It's really important that when you do work like this, that you are able to talk about it and shout loud about it. Because my hope is that there will be people who listen to this podcast and they, at the end of it, they think, I'm going to go and try and do something that I didn't think I could do.
Definitely.
And it's really amazing. So you shout loud and proud. We've got you
do.
here because we want to hear about the amazing stuff that you're doing.
Thank you.
So cricket didn't turn out quite as you wanted it to, but it did introduce you to the concept of helping people be included in sport who felt excluded from it.
Yeah. Well, I started way before. So when I was 16, I wasn't obviously a top level cricketer. I was playing cricket, but I was doing a lot of coaching. And this is what I mean by, before when I said I think it, in a weird way, brought me to my first love. This started for me when I was 16. I was doing a coaching session in a park in Manchester. And it was about 12 lads I was doing a coaching session for. And there was this family, an Asian family that was over across the other side of the field. Couldn't take my eyes off this family because never forget this day, and every time I tell this story, it gets me emotional, but I never forget it, and I'll never get bored of saying it. Beautiful day, sunny, birds were chirping, ice cream vans, and this family over there were having the greatest time like we was. I was coaching these lads. There was this gentleman in a wheelchair called Ishmael, rest in peace, he's passed away. And the only way I can describe it is he had a look of, I need. And what I mean by that is he had a look of, I need something. You know, when you watch Wimbledon, you see tennis, and you watch the crowd, and every time the ball gets hit, they're following the ball. He was doing that in his chair, and I'm looking at him, and he's just going, I what is something? Long story short, I've gone over and I said, this is what we're going to do, and I rolled him over to the middle of the grass. Got my lads over, got the family over, and I rolled Ishmael to the middle of the grass, and I give him a cricket bat, and I said, you're going to bat, everyone's going to bowl at you, but the way we're going to do it is, if you swing and miss, nothing happens. If you hit the ball, everyone does one press up or one burpee. For 2 hours, we had the greatest game. And this is where it's not about race or ability. This man didn't speak no English. His wife didn't speak no English. She gave me a hug that touched every molecule in my body. She didn't let me go. She's only a small woman. But I knew exactly what she meant with that hug. Ishmael wasn't born disabled, but he said it was the first time in nearly 15 years that he's felt alive. Mm-hmm. In that moment, I knew, I didn't know why I went over, but I knew, I don't know whether it's God's work or I don't know why. I knew that's what I was meant to do, and that's why it was my true love. So cricket, even though it was my first love, in a weird way, brought me to my true love. If I wasn't coaching cricket that day, I would have never met Ishmael. And from that day, after I did that with Ishmael, I'm a weirdo. I'd be driving, I'd be going around Manchester at the time I was working for Manchester Council, and any time I seen somebody disabled, I felt was getting treated slightly disrespectfully or belittled or not really given the chance to be normal. I'd always intervene, even if it was nothing to do with me.
I really am interested about that. Like, when you saw people being excluded, disabled people being excluded or belittled or left out, did that feel like a kind of pain inside to see? Did it
embarrassment?
Yeah.
Humanity. I love training in sport. I've always done. And it's just good. It's the greatest feeling, man. And I used to always think, how unfair is it that you can't experience it because of other things? Why? Because one thing that I always thought was normal until parents started telling me, I've never seen a child's wheelchair. You know, every time I trained somebody, I did something with a person who was in the wheelchair. I'm looking at the individual. What can we do? I don't care about what you can't do. What can we do? Think about this. If you was in the gym with me now, I would push you to your limits. It's the same with somebody in a wheelchair or disabled, but what society does, they wrap them in cotton wool and kind of go, no, it's not treating somebody normal. So treating somebody normal is giving them the same experiences as I would everybody else. And when you actually understand that in its the simplest form, it's like, this is what the book's about, normality, how the smallest acts of inclusion can change someone's life.
If you're feeling inspired by what you've heard so far, let's make this a regular thing. Hit follow so you never miss an episode of The Life of Bryony. That thing you just said, like, I don't care what you can't do. What can you do?
Yeah.
That is such an incredible reframe, I think, for everyone listening on their day-to-day life. Because we think so often, don't we, about what we can't do. I can't do this, I can't do that. Let's not focus on that, because you can, by focusing on what you can do, and it may not be something big, and that doesn't bloody matter, do you know what I mean? But the more that you focus on what you can do, the more you can do.
Of course, it's positive, it's energy. And I've learned so much from my people, man. Honest to God, the people they've taught me how to boomerang, which is a very important part of my day.
What's boomeranging?
I do it with my wife, I do it with my kids. Boomeranging is this right now.
Okay. I'm taking, by the way, just so everyone knows, anyone listening, we've both taken our shoes off. We've got our socks on. I've got odd socks on, whatever. But we're very comfortable, right?
Very comfy.
So, boomerang.
Boomeranging is this, right? And I'll give you an example of boomeranging. This happens in the offices all the time. Beth, you've got a wonderful dress on. You look great. Yeah, hypothetically. Oh, no, it's old. It's old, this.
Yeah.
Or I might say, B, your hair looks gorgeous today. Oh, no, I've not even washed it.
No, I haven't washed it.
So what I do, so that's what people get a nice comment, something beautiful said. instead of absorbing that beauty, absorbing that someone said that your hair looks good or your dress, they throw it back. So you know what I do?
Throw it back
I
again.
throw it back. And I will go back and forth until you accept it. So with a lot of in my early days, if I train somebody in a wheelchair, I say something like, oh mate, you're so strong. Oh yeah, I'm not that strong compared to other people. No, you're really strong. Yeah, but obviously I'm disabled, so I can't. No, and I will keep on going until you just say, yes, Jay. Oh, thank you. Don't boomerang positivity back. Don't boomerang love or care back. If I give you some love or care, absorb it, take it, and then use that to go on to something else. And disabled people, disadvantaged people, because of the way the world is and the way their lives have been, a lot of people, not all of them, a lot of people, they just boomerang. You tell them that they're beautiful or strong, they boomerang it. You're inspirational, they boomerang it. You're beautiful, you're gorgeous, they boomerang it. So me, I will sit there for 5 minutes and I will keep on throwing it at you until you just go, you ain't going away, this guy. Okay, I'm beautiful, I'm strong. And they take it in. And I think that's such an important message for not just disabled or disadvantaged people, everyone. Even my wife does it now, and I will sit there for 5 minutes, but I say, baby, look gorgeous. Oh yeah, it's old, this dress. It's from H&M 6 years ago.
Yeah.
No, the dress is gorgeous. She put on a dress the other day and she looked fit. And I told her, oh no, it's old. It's a bit tight, this. No, you look gorgeous. You look beautiful, babe. Yeah, but my hair's not done. You look beautiful. Just take it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it happened if you listen in offices, in just establishments around the world, people boomerang positivity and care. And I try my best to put a stamp to that.
I think that's a really good thing for anyone listening or watching to go, just really watch your language. When someone says something nice to you, don't throw it back at them. Don't boomerang it back.
Yeah,
Take
100%.
it, absorb it, and just say thanks.
Yeah.
Maybe give them a compliment back.
Of course. And what I've realised is, like, I turned 40 in January, right?
Happy birthday. Welcome to the best decade.
It's not. It's not. I'm not happy about it. We'll do that in another podcast. I'm not happy about it. No, last week I sneezed, I farted, and I done my back in at the same time. But yeah, as I get older, I realise that words can kill. Like, words can kill, but words can also, if you use them in the right way, it can breathe life into a person and a situation. So I take words very, very seriously, especially with my work.
So you have trained, all manner of people.
Yeah.
I wondered, and I really want to, I just think you're going to have so much wisdom to this, because I reckon people that have been through dark, difficult times are actually the best people for serious challenges in the gym or whatever.
So,
if you have, like Ishmael was, you've been in an accident, do you know what I mean? And your life has been completely changed. You know, you suddenly can't use your legs anymore. Or, if you've been diagnosed with cancer, or, there's all sorts of challenges that you've had to face. It's like, you can go into the gym and do this, do you know what I mean? And do this thing. Tell me, what the strengths that you see in the people that you train every day?
my work is it's a weird one. I don't ever want people to think that, like I said, not I'm being boastful, but that I'm up and down with my emotions. I am the way I am because I understand gratitude, right? But my energy is crazy, but every single day I'm reminded of how grateful we are just to be who we are. The small, I'm talking everything, B. I'm talking me and you sat here now. The fact that I can keep getting my leg over there, the fact that I can scratch my head. I'm reminded every day of the most beautiful things that life has to offer, which is just the ability to be me, right? When I'm around people every day who have been given really crappy cars in life, don't moan about it. I speak to people every day that remind me my life is fantastic. They don't moan about it. They just crack on. It's real strength, and this is the thing. I'm not impressed by my physical strength. I was an athlete, cool. I went into powerlifting after I finished cricket. I did great. I qualified for Team GP. Won a gold medal in the deadlift and the bench press. I'm proud of myself, but like I said, I'm not impressed with myself because real strength isn't in physicality. Not about how much I can bench press or deadlift. Real strength is, so when people are fighting battles that you can't see, right? And real strength is, yes, last week, there was a young girl who came in. She's been diagnosed with something. It just took everything from her, man. It took her smile. It took her ability to move. They think it may be over for her in the next 8 to 9 years, right? Mm-hmm. So as I'm dealing with this now and I'm trying to process, okay, I've got all these internal feelings. I want to cry, but I can't show her pain. Okay, I'm not going to show no emotion because on the outside, I've got to be this guy to make sure she's okay. And then in the blink of an eye, she comforts me. I'm a 40-year-old ex-athlete, strong guy. As I'm breaking down inside, that's fake strength because I'm not actually, real strength is showing people if you're going through some stuff. Real strength is not being afraid of expressing what you're going through. And I'm holding it in. She said, it's all good. That if I've got 9 years, I'm going to live the best 9 years of my life and I'm going to achieve things. I've already made a bucket list, Jay, and I want to tick them all off. If that's not the greatest strength in the world, if that kind of strength is more impressive than anything I could do in the gym, and I'm around things like that daily. So my energy is the way it is because I know how blessed we are just to be us. Do you know what I mean? And I'm hoping this in my book, there's stories of just real human life experiences. And yes, it's about getting active, but it's also about honesty. And it's about showcasing what we can do as humans. Sometimes we forget. Just like you said before with the marathon, your body goes, oh, you know what? I'm not going to show you pain until you finish. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We're amongst giants. This little girl, to me, she showed me the strength of 10 giants. And one day I wish I can have that strength.
How important do you think connection and community is in terms of well-being? So how does community function like a form of medicine? Because you talk about this.
Connection is the most important thing. The minute I walked in there, I've connected with you. If you can't have, it's like a domino effect, right? Imagine you got all your dominoes. If the first domino falls wrong, then ones don't fall into place. I always look at everything as a domino effect. And a lot of the times, my first one is connection. I connect with somebody and that domino falls good. All the other ones fall into place. Connection, trust, and belief. Can you connect with somebody so much? There you go. I trust you to pick me up out of my wheelchair. I trust you to keep me safe, and I'm yours, Jay. Let's create something amazing. I do some mad things with my guys. They have to trust me, but before trusting me, they have to fully connect with me. Because this is not your typical gym stuff. This is not just about booties and six packs and the typical abs and glutes. These are people who are going through real human struggle.
About life.
It's about life and prolonging life.
It's about, do you know what? Do you know what it is about? Do you know, I was just thinking, your gym, it's not, I mean, it is about body because it's about allowing people to do it, but what it's really about is soul. It's about working out your soul, right?
Of course it is. You have to, connection is something that you have to be patient with. Connection is something that you can't force, and you can only do it if you're genuine, man. And this is, you know what, in my time doing this, you can't fake it. I know, like, everyone in their jobs will come across people who is faking it. With my stuff, I can't fake. It's impossible to fake purely because it won't work. If I'm pretending to like somebody or pretending to care, you'll be exposed very, very quickly. Because like I said, and the gym world is full of people faking, because let's be real, if I was training Jonathan in the gym now and he's able-bodied, I just want his dough. Yes, mate, you look brilliant. Oh, you're so strong. Yay.
He is strong. He does a lot of CrossFit.
He looks brilliant. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying I could generally dislike him. Yeah. But because I want his money, I could fake the relationship.
How important is it to demystify the fitness industry and open it up? One part of me thinks people like you are out there doing amazing work, but I also see this real creep of kind of like the broification, you know, where it is all about showing off. It's not about the soul. It's literally about the surface body. And look at look at my splits, or look at how much I can deadlift, or look at, do you know what I mean? And it's all about surface shit. It's all about surface shit. And, you know, that's great for a lot of people. But for me, movement is about, you know, it's about as much about mental health as it is about physical health. And it's it's been transformational for my mental health. You know, I'm a recovering alcoholic, depressive. I spent decades of my life suicidal and depressed. And the moment I started embracing exercise, you know, like exercise for me was always about punishing myself and making myself smaller so I looked better. The moment I started doing it for the gains and not the losses, for the way it made my life bigger as opposed to my waist smaller, it changed everything for me. I got sober. My life changed because of exercise. And so I really this movement as medicine is absolutely crucial to me. How do we get people who are listening and scared, you know, able-bodied people as well, because there are just as many able-bodied people out there who are scared to move. What would you say to those people, and how would you encourage them to get out there and get moving? And what would you say as well to the well-being industry, the fitness industry, about how to make gyms and fitness spaces more inclusive?
When it comes to the way the gym world is in the health and fitness world, they've not been exposed yet they've not been exposed to real struggle, and they don't know what really counts. Exercise exposes what really counts in life. And that's what I try to put in this book. It's about what really counts in life. So right now, people may think, that counts in life. That's cool. I'm not slagging anybody off. That's fine. When you're around certain people like I am, you kind of realize what really counts in life. Really, having a six-pack or having a big back or a booty or whatever, it's great. Is it the most important thing in the world? No. And I always say to people, be around struggle, be around people who are really struggling, and it will humble you every single day. Example being one of my girls recently, and this is what I talk about, I always say what really counts in life. She's been a recluse for many years because of her illness. She has something really traumatic happen to her in a wheelchair where she thought she was going to die. People were stepping over her wheelchair to save themselves. Horrible situation. It's in the book. I don't really want to go into it because it gets me sad. She went to the movies, you know, like for the first time in many years. Her and the girlfriend went and watched the movie. That's so simple. How amazing is it though? So yes, that's great. That's great. Somebody who's been a recluse in the house to have the strength now to go, let me be a young girl and go watch a movie. That there is such a powerful thing. And I think with certain things as you get older with the fitness world, if people just kind of, if you're not around struggle, I highly recommend be around it. I always say to my sons, be around struggle, because whatever you think you're going through, if you think, especially in England, we think a bad day in England, I'm telling you, is paradise elsewhere. So I always say, well, especially when it comes to inclusivity is simply about normality, and people don't know how to do it. Normal. And I'll show you a great example of normality, and I got slagged off for this. But I'll tell you why I did it. There's a young lad that comes to my gym called Abdul Rahman. That's what I call him. He's a footballer for Great Britain, blind striker for Team GB. When he first started coming to my gym, you see every time somebody's late in my gym, you're doing burpees or press ups. Even my wife, she gets me mad with it. She thinks because she's my wife, you're still gonna do burpees, babe. So she comes in late, 5 burpees, 10 burpees. She moans. So everyone knows.
Don't be late then.
If you're late, you're gonna get burpees.
She should know not to be late. Yeah. She's married to you.
So everybody knows if you're late, you're gonna do some burpees or press ups. He's coming late. He did his press ups, and and I said, it's normality. He's watched me do that same thing to you, you, and you, and you. So why should he be any different? And he's able. He's blind, but he's very able. Drop and give me them press ups. And he wouldn't have if I would have done the opposite, is that treating him normal? I'm giving him a special pass because of his disability. And I think treating people normal is it's easier said than done.
I know it's probably hard to ask you, but do you have a favourite story that you've included
there's so
in the
many.
book?
There's so many, and each of them is so different in their own special ways. They're just real people, and this is why I think it connects people, because the stories that we tell in the book, every person can connect with it. We all go through the same things as humans. We all, at some point, feel unattractive or not worthy. Even, like I said, I always talk about my wife because, she's my wife, but she's stunning. You know how many times she's talking and she's making it out like, and I'm saying, babe, shut up. You're absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, but I need my hair. Everyone gets to a point where they're kind of looking at other people's physiques, clothes, money, houses, cars, job, and compare. We all feel unworthy sometimes. We all feel not good enough. And that's just part of the human struggle. So the stories in the book kind of expose the topics and the feelings and the experiences not just disabled and disadvantaged people go through, but we all go through as humans. And I think that's why it connects us all. I generally believe that's why my work has gone so global. It's not me. It's my energy is part of it, but it's the stories. I generally believe that.
You said earlier on that when you see someone struggling, you go towards them. A lot of people run away. What do you think it is about you, your background, that has made you that kind of empathetic, compassionate person?
I think it's about love and confidence. My main thing in my life is I'm still lucky that I got my mum and dad. And every day I still want to make them happy. I'm lucky that I've got them both, and every day I'm still want to make mummy and daddy happy, right?
Really?
I was raised in a house full of love, where my mum and dad bent over backwards for me and my brother and all my family members. But when you get true love, it will fill you with a confidence. Go fight 50 bears. And because I've had that, I want as many other people to experience that. And some people, because of their disability or situation, haven't received the amount of love, attention that they should have. And without blaming people, they get looked past, they don't get seen. People look over there, look over there, look over there, they don't look there. And I've always been taught to look at the person. And there could be a million things going around your background. There could be a fire behind you, a tsunami, Godzilla, King Kong. I'm looking at B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I believe in, because I believe in that if you know that I'm looking at you and I've seen you, we can challenge all of the other stuff. While the world's collapsing around you, because you know that I'm looking at you and you're looking at me, guess what? After I finish looking at you, B, we're going to challenge all the other stuff. And that's how I see people who are disabled, that sometimes people are looking at the world and the things that are crashing around them. And by doing that, you're actually neglecting the actual diamond that's looking at you. I'm trying my best to bring that back to humanity. And I'm proud that I am slowly doing that.
And what would you say to anyone listening? I hope everyone's going to go out and buy You Are Not Your Limits.
Buy me book. Buy me book.
What would you say to anyone listening who does have some sort of an illness that they see as limiting, or a disability that they see as limiting? What would your advice be to them about going forward and living their life without their limits?
You deserve just as much happiness as anybody else. It breaks my heart when people don't see that themselves. You deserve to be included, and you deserve to experience the beautiful things in life just like anybody else. If you're in an environment or around people that don't make you feel normal, change the environment. Because once you get the right environment, I guarantee that you'll flourish and you'll start seeing the wonders, and when somebody gets fully empowered, no stopping him. When somebody's fully empowered, there's no stopping him. Normality is the most powerful gift, and I think I've always realised with myself, the greatest gift that I can give anyone is just to show up. Just to show up. And when you've got somebody who shows up for you, it puts your confidence again through a different place. And I think be around people that want to be around you and will show up for you like you will show up for them.
Thank you for showing up today.
I'll show up again anytime. Let's do it again.
I'm going to go and give you you said you're a cuddler. I'm coming to give you a cuddle. Oh my God. How much do I love that man? Let me count the ways. A huge thank you to Javeno for sharing his story and for reminding us that belief can be built. If you take one thing away from this episode, let it be this: you are not your diagnosis. You are not your circumstance. You are not your past. You're stronger than you think. And if you forget that, Javeno's always here to remind you. His book, You Are Not Your Limits, is out now. If you've loved this chat, send it to a friend who could do with some inspiration.